So here it is. Low fat, high protein, high nutrition, very, very delicious. You gotta try this slow cook chili recipe. I guarantee it's one of the best low fat, delicious meals you're gonna have. It's so good, you gotta try it. So here's what we're starting with. We're starting with 1 pound of extra lean beef. And you can make this with turkey, you can make this with beef, you can make it however you want it. This recipe does call for meat, so I am adding a little bit extra. This is a little over 1 pound of extra lean meat. So this is extra lean beef, 96%. So what I'm going to do is break up this beef and brown it. This is step number 1. Okay, next step in the process is that we're going to talk about the ingredients that are going to go in this. We're going to add 2 cups of sweet onion with 1 clove of garlic. We're going to add this next. And what we're going to do is incorporate this for about 7 minutes or so. I'd like to add that in right away. So I've now been sweating my onions and garlic into my ground beef for about 3 to 4 minutes. I'm going to add the remaining ingredients into my pot, which are going to be about 1.5 cups of green bell pepper, 1 small stalk of celery. I'm going to add that. And then for my spices, what I have in here is I have 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I have 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and just about 1/4 teaspoon of hot pepper chili flakes. And those are optional if you like those or not. It's up to you. We're going to incorporate that. Try to mix that through a little bit here. And I've cooked this on medium heat throughout so far. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit to about 1/4 ways now. Because now it's more of a matter of just incorporating all these flavors together. I'm not really trying to cook down or brown any further. We're pretty much at that point. And you can add whatever you'd like to this. I just simply found that these flavors seem to work very, very well together. As well as this is very, very low fat. And I think that the nutrition value of this is very, very high for what you're getting. Okay, so next step is I'm going to incorporate this into my slow cooker. What I'm going to add into my slow cooker with this is a 14-ounce can of organic stewed tomatoes. I'm going to add 1 14-ounce can of no salt cooked organic kidney beans. I'm going to add my pan of cooked ingredients. It's already smelling delicious. I wish you guys could smell this. And I'm going to add water to this. I have found that about 1 cup of water seems to work pretty well. This may be a little bit more than 1 cup. But it looks a little dry, and you gotta like eyeballs to this stuff sometimes. Sometimes it ends up being a little less water, a little bit more. I just noticed that that's about what we have right here. Give us just a quick little toss or a mix, just to kind of get that stuff all together. The great thing about a slow cooker is you can basically throw everything in there and just walk away, and hours later come back, and everything melts together perfectly. Now, typically what you do is you cook this for about 4 to 5 hours on low heat. Being that I'm kind of anxious to eat this for dinner, and we just started the process at 1. And I've noticed that even if I cook it on high heat, it still turns out pretty good. I'm going to cook this on semi-high heat for a while, maybe for the first 2 hours. I'm going to lower the heat down to 2 hours thereafter. Make sure things pack down nicely. Got plenty of water in there. So there's the beforehand. And I'll be back in about 4 hours to show you the finished product. And by the way, I bought this slow cooker for I think roughly $25. This is a smaller one for smaller servings. This is what they call a 4-quart. And this thing has been great for all sorts of different recipes, but I will see you guys back in 4 hours to show you the finished product. Okay, so here we are 4 hours later. The chili is done, and I want to show you the final product. So here's what we have. I have a crock pot. It's been cooking now in the slow cooker for 4 hours, and this is the first time we're going to unveil it. Voila. So here's what you have. This is the completed product. And here's what I'm going to put mine on. I'm actually going to use cabbage, and it's steamed cabbage. And the reason why is because I don't want to add a lot more carbohydrates to this meal. In fact, I want to try to make sure that I don't have a lot of calories added, unneeded calories to this. So I'm actually having cabbage here with my chili. And I'll load it up and show you how it looks when it's complete. That smells amazing. So I'm going to assume this is about 1 serving worth. And there we go. Okay, so with the finished product, here's basically what it comes down to. This per serving has roughly about 20 grams of protein, about 17 to 20 grams of carbohydrates, and about 8 grams of fat. The recipe that I saw online that was a traditional recipe, or a couple other ones that I saw, some of these had upwards of 800 calories or 1,000 calories per serving, and had roughly 60 to 80 carbohydrates with a lot of fat and a lot of saturated fat. The fact that I made this with low fat, extra lean beef, the fact that I didn't add cheese to this, and the fact that it was cooked with no oils brought down the fat substantially. And also recognizing there's a lot of antioxidants in this, in the fact of that it's got kidney beans in there, which kidney beans are very, very high in the antioxidant scale, as well as it's got a lot of other great vitamins and minerals. Now, one thing that I would probably add to this is a little bit of cheese, and I'm adding a little bit of Romano cheese to it. This is about 1.5 grams of fat per tablespoon. I probably add this over the top of this just to give it a little extra pizzazz, a little extra flavor. If you don't eat cheese, that probably would be something that you wouldn't want to add. I don't eat a lot of dairy, but it adds a wonderful flavor to this dish. So you guys, here it is, a nutshell, over the cabbage. Here's how it looks. You got to try this one home. This one is a fantastic dish to try. Hope you try it and have a great day.